In this Blender tutorial, we're gonna make this scene look much more immersive and realistic by adding dust and volumetric light. And at the end of the video, I'll be sharing some extra tips to make your renders look even better. Okay, so here we have our scene. And I have the screencast keys activated. So here on this corner, you can see the keys that I'm pressing. So I'm gonna start by creating the dust particle. But first I'm gonna hide all these objects. So I'm going to press A to select them all and H to hide. Now I'm going to add an icosphere. Right click and shade smooth by angle. If you are using a different version of Blender, this option might be shade auto smooth. Alright, now I'm going to go to the shading tab. I'm going to select this option here to preview the material. Let me adjust the world opacity so we don't get distracted by the HDRI. On the shader editor, I'm going to add a new material. I'm going to delete the principled BSDF, and I'm going to press Shift A to bring in a translucent BSDF. Plug BSDF into surface. And I'm going to choose a nice color for my dust. Let's go back to the Layout tab. I'm going to move the icosphere out of the way. So press Alt-H to unhide all the objects. And now I'm going to create the dust emitter. And to do that, I'm going to add a cube. I'm going to go to the Object Properties tab. Expand Viewport Display. And set Display As to Wire. So now it's easier to see the result we are getting. Now I'm going to scale the cube to cover the scene. Alright, let me adjust its position. Now I'm going to go to the Particle Properties tab and I'm going to add a new particle system. I'm going to come here and set frame end to 1 so we get all the particles from the beginning of the animation. We also need to increase the lifetime of the particles, so they will last the whole animation, or as long as we want them to last. So I'm going to set it to 1000. So as you can see, the particles are being emitted from the faces of the cube, and we need to change that because we don't have many particles inside the cube. So we need to open up Source and switch Emit From over to Volume. So as you can see, the particles are much better distributed in our scene. Alright, now under velocity, I'm going to set normal to 0. And I'm going to increase the randomize value to a really low value because I want my dust to move really slowly. You can play around with these values to see what works better for you. If we play the animation now, the particles will fall down. So we need to go to the force weight section and set gravity to 0. I'm going to play the animation again and we can see that the particles are moving really slowly. Alright, now I'm going to go to the render section. Set render as to object. And for the instance object, select the icosphere. Usually I would uncheck show emitter so we don't render the cube, but as we're going to use the cube to add volume to our scene, I'm going to keep this enabled. Okay, now we need to scale the particles down. Let me see how it's looking. I'm going to also set scale randomness all the way up to 1. Okay, so let's see through the camera view. I still think the particles are too big. So I'm going to set the scale to 0.005. Let's see how it works. Yeah, I think it looks alright. But again, you can play around with these values to see what works better for you. Okay, now I'm going to use Particle Children to save some process time. I'm going to set it to Simple. And when I select this option, Blender creates this amount of copies for each particle that has been created. Okay, let me demonstrate how it works. Don't follow along now. I'm just gonna show you how this option works. And to be easier to see how it works, I'm gonna set the emission number to 1. Let me increase the size of the particles so you can see them a little better. So we have 10 particles or 10 copies here. By the way, this is the amount you will see in the viewport, and this is the amount that will be rendered. We can increase the radius, so the copies get better distributed in our scene. We can also increase the roundness. We can randomize the size as well, so the copies will have different sizes. Let me increase the velocity real quick so we can see better how the particles behave. Now if we hit space, you can see that all of the copies behave in the exact same way. It might seem a bit boring, but when we have thousands of particles, it looks much more interesting. Okay, so let's move on. I'm going to change the scale and the velocity back to the way they were. And I'm going to set the emission number to 800 instead of 1000. So now I have 8000 particles in our scene, but Blender needs to process the behavior of only 800, so the rendering time is much faster. Let's see how it looks through the camera view. I think I'm going to reduce the scale a little bit. Let's try 0.002. Yeah, I think it looks better. Now we're going to add God rays to our scene, and it's going to be pretty quick and simple. All we need to do is add a new material to the cube. So I'm going to go to the shading tab again. Click here to add a new material. Get rid of the principled BSDF. Press Shift A to add a volume scatter. Plug volume into volume. I don't want the volume to be too dense, so I'm going to set the density to 0.05. Let me switch the viewport over to rendered. I think it will be better to preview the result. There we go. Now I'm going to add a spotlight to our scene. And we need to position it so the light goes through the window. And the easiest way to position the light is going to the Constraints tab. With the light selected, click here to add a new constraint. Choose Track 2. And I'm going to choose the window as the target. Now you can change the position of the light all you want, and it will always be pointing at the window. I'm going to increase the power of the light to something really high, so we get a really nice light beam. There we go. Now we have a really nice light beam. Let me just adjust the position of the light a little bit. We can also change the color of the light. Yeah, I think it looks nicer. But now I think the edges of the shadows are a bit too sharp. So I'm going to increase the radius of the spotlight. And this is going to make it look better. Alright, as promised, I'm going to give you some extra tips to make your final render look better. I'm going to select the camera. Come here to the camera properties. Enable depth of field, open up this section. And for the focus object, I'm going to select the TV. And I'm going to set the f-stop to 1. Now I'm going to render the scene so we can work on the composition of the image. We can see that the scene is already looking much better with the dust particles and the God rays, but we can use a simple compositing setup to improve it even more. I'm going to go to the compositing tab, enable use nodes. I'm going to add a viewer node so we can preview the result. Alright, we can also come here and switch it over to image editor and also switch the image over to render result so we can see the result here as well. Okay, Now I'm going to go to the Render Properties tab, and in the Color Management section, I'm going to use the look value to change the image contrast. I think medium high will look better. I'm going to also adjust the exposure just a bit. We're almost done. Let's just create a compositing setup. I'm going to join these two lines by dragging the cursor while holding Shift and right mouse button. Okay, so I'm going to add a color balance node. And I'm going to pick a yellowish color for the gamma and the gain, just to make the image look a bit warmer. I'm also going to add a glare node. Switch it over to fog glow. And I'm going to reduce the size of the effect. This node is just to add a bloom effect to the shiny areas of the image. I'm also going to switch the quality over to high. Lastly, I'm going to add a lens distortion node. I'm going to drop it here. I just want to add a little bit of distortion to the scene. We also need to check fit. You don't need to use this node in all your renders though. I just believe it makes sense as it's a vintage scene, and the cameras back then did have this kind of distortion. I could also use jitter to add a bit of noise to the scene, but I think it's too much. And that's it. This is the final render. And well, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.